Texas. I think he is going to run. And he does have a chance of winning, but he's not as good as Michelle Bachmann. And I'm referring to Governor Rick Perry of Texas. Governor Rick Perry of Texas is a very effective politician. He's the governor of Texas, which is the second biggest state in the country in terms of population. He is a very good fundraiser. When he ran for last year for governor of Texas, for instance, he raised over $40 million. If he ran for president, I think he'd raise much more than that. He's a very good speaker. He's very charismatic. People say that he sounds like George W. Bush because he has the same Texas accent, but he's not George W. Bush. George W. Bush was not charismatic. George W. Bush was not a good speaker. Rick Perry is a good speaker. Rick Perry is charismatic. He's done some good things in Texas. Texas has produced about 40% of the jobs in this country in the past couple of years. One state out of 50 states produced about 40% of the nation's jobs because Texas has no income tax. And Texas, it's one of the few states that has no income tax. It's the only large state in America that has no income tax. I think Florida also now has no income tax. So I'll take that back. But Texas has no income tax. It has no corporate taxes. It has much less bureaucracy than other states. So Texas has a very business-friendly environment, and so it attracts a lot of businesses from other states, and it's been attracting a lot of jobs. So Rick Perry has a lot to boast about in Texas. He's been the governor of Texas for almost 11 years, which is longer than anyone else in the history of the state. He was elected governor of Texas 3 times. And he ran for other offices before that and never lost. He has always won every election he has ever run in, from the state legislature to agriculture commissioner to lieutenant governor. He's had some very tough races in Texas, and he has always won the election in the end. So this is a very shrewd and effective politician. He's a powerful speaker. He's charismatic. He has a brilliant eye for sensing what the electorate wants. This guy knows how to win elections. So he could give Mitt Romney a real run for his money. This is a guy who potentially could beat Mitt Romney for the Republican nomination. He could win the nomination. It is possible for him to win the nomination. And I believe that he potentially could also defeat Barack Hussein Obama in November. I think he would be the strongest Republican candidate against Barack Hussein Obama in November by far. I don't think Mitt Romney would beat Obama in November. I think Obama would win if it was an Obama-Romney race. In an Obama-Rick Perry race, I think that it would be very close. I think Rick Perry would have a real chance at beating him. Because, again, Rick Perry is a really effective politician with very effective political consultants and just a very effective political operation. He knows how to raise a lot of money. He knows how to put together a strong political operation. He knows how to give good speeches. He's very charismatic. And since the economy is the premier issue, this is a guy who could say, look, the economy that I've presided over in Texas is so much stronger than what Obama has presided over nationally. Look at the difference. What we do in Texas works with low taxes, low regulation. We prevent litigation. We prevent unnecessary litigation. We create an environment where you can create jobs, where you can have new businesses, and look at the results. Compare that to Obama's disastrous economic record, and I think that argument could potentially succeed. He also has of course there are disadvantages he brings to the race, but I think he would certainly be a strong contender and have a realistic chance of winning. On the other hand, he is not, as far as being president, what type of president he would be, he is not the ideal candidate, and he certainly is not as good as Michelle Bachmann on the issues. This is a guy who says Israel should not go back to the pre-1967 borders, and that Obama's asking Israel to give up too much. That's what he's saying. Obama's asking Israel to give up too much. What does that mean? That means you can ask Israel to give up land, but just don't ask that much. He has said on the issue of Israel that his faith requires him to defend Israel and support Israel. He has said that the land of Israel was given to the Jewish people by God, that this has been ordained. He has said that. He's also an evangelical Christian, by the way. and he has said that we are required to support Israel, and he's mentioned the Bible as the foundation for that. But with his history as an establishment type of guy, and with his history of not taking of not going the full distance, I don't trust him on Israel. I think he'd be better than Obama. I don't think he would relentlessly, obsessively pressure Israel to commit suicide the way Obama's doing, and the way Obama would do if, God forbid, if Obama's reelected to a second term. You know that Israel is going to be relentlessly, brutally pressured nonstop to commit national suicide. You know that Obama is going to organize the whole world to gang up on little Israel. And the tremendous power that Obama will have as President of the United States, if he's reelected to a second term, he will never have to face the voters again, because the Constitution of the United States only permits a president to serve 2 terms. So he'll never be able to run again. He'll never face the voters again. And so Obama will not have to worry about the voters. He's already brutally anti-Israel now, even though he has to face the voters and he has to worry about re-election. Can you imagine what he's going to be like if he never has to worry about an election again? Can you imagine what this Muslim Jew hater is going to do to Israel? And imagine what he'll do in the United States. He already tripled America's deficits, America's annual budget deficits. He tripled in the first year he was president. We had budget deficits in the United States of hundreds of billions of dollars a year. He increased it to $1.5 trillion a year. I mean, what he did was unprecedented. It's just incredible what he's done. He literally is pushing America to the brink of national bankruptcy. And this is while he's facing re-election. This is when he has to face the voters again. Can you imagine what he would do if he didn't have to worry about facing the voters again? Can you imagine him using the tremendous powers of the presidency, the harm that he could do also to America? I mean, to Israel, obviously, he could do tremendous harm, God forbid. And to America, can you imagine the harm that he could do? So, and by the way, the reason he could do harm to Israel is not because Israel is vulnerable to American pressure. The reason he could do harm is because Israel's cowardly traitor leaders give in to American pressure. That's why he's so dangerous, and that's why American pressure on Israel is dangerous. Obviously, if we were in power, it wouldn't make a difference because we wouldn't give in to his pressure. But in any event, given the current circumstances, Obama's re-election would be a catastrophe for America and for Israel and for the Western world. Rick Perry would certainly be better than Obama on all of those issues. I do believe Rick Perry would start cutting spending if he were president. I do believe Rick Perry would do various other things that would be better than Obama. He certainly would not be in favor of raising taxes. He never raised taxes in the 11 years that he was governor of Texas, and Texas has among the lowest taxes in the country. So he would not raise taxes. He would begin a program to cut spending. And to reduce the size of government and government bureaucracy. So in those areas, he would be better than Obama. On the other hand, on other issues, I don't know that there'd be that much difference on issues like immigration. I don't think there'd be that much difference, even though he talks about securing the border. I think he's a phony on that issue. He's against the fence on the Mexico-United States border, which is good good policy. He was against the law in Arizona that was passed to crack down on illegal aliens. So I mean, I think he's a phony on the issue of immigration, even though he talks tough. I think he's full of baloney. And again, on the issue of Israel, he's not like Michelle Bachmann or Mike Huckabee, who are against Israel giving up any land. No. He says Obama is demanding that Israel give up too much. That means that he would also ask Israel to give something up, but less than Obama. Again, the net effect would be much better for Israel, because I don't think he would make a big deal about it. I don't think he would be focusing his attention on pressuring Israel. I really don't think he would do that. So for Israel, there would be a major improvement if he were president. So that's basically where we stand. We have 3 choices, in my opinion. I don't see anything else. Any other candidate is realistic or worthwhile, and I don't see any other option open to us. Again, the 3 options are: number 1, basically just sitting back and watching things and not doing anything about this right now. And when the Republicans actually nominate a candidate, we're of course going to support the Republican candidate against Obama, but not make a big deal about it until then. That's option 1. Option 2, supporting Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann. Clearly she is the best candidate on the issues, but she's a candidate that has very little chance of winning. But that's the second option, supporting her. And the third option is supporting Governor Rick Perry, who is not the best candidate.